Okay, so number 2, a fast food restaurant chain has 630 outlets in the United States. The following table categorizes them by city population, that's here, and location, that's here, and presents the number of outlets in each category. Okay, an outlet is chosen at random from the 630 to test a new menu, market a new menu. Given that the outlet is located in the west, either southwest or northwest, what is the probability that it is in a city with population 50,000 to 500,000? Okay, so this problem is conditional probability. And I know it's conditional because of this term, given that something has already occurred, given that something is already true, given that we know some piece of information already, what's the probability of something that intersects with that? Maybe. There's a formula for conditional probability. Let's look it up. If we go to our formula sheet, the probability chapter is probability chapter 4. Here we go. And there we see conditional probability right here. We see the formula. Probability of B, the symbol means given. The probability of B given A, the probability that B occurs given that A has already occurred, equals the probability that they both happen, A and B, over the probability of A. So let's write that. So the formula for conditional probability, the probability that B occurs given that A has already occurred, is the probability that they both happen at the same time, or they both happen, period, divided by the probability of the event that's already occurred, probability of A. So conditional probability is the type of probability that changes the sample space, right? For all those other probability questions, the denominator would be 630. For all those simple probability questions out of 630. But conditional probability changes it. So given that I know that the outlet is located in the west, I'm only considering those outlets in the west. I know the outlets in the west, so the only group I'm allowed to consider are these people. That's intuitive. If I put it in terms of the formula, let's rewrite this. So the probability, so the given part is the outlets located in the west. So that's this part, that's the given part. So the way this reads is the probability that the population is 50,000 to 500,000, given that the outlet is located in the west. So if we're using this formula exclusively, we're trying to find the probability that the population is 50K to 500K, and it's in the west, divided by the probability that it's in the west. Now we can do this intuitively, or we can do it with the formula. It depends on what approach you like, right? If you're using the intuitive approach, I'll do it intuitively and then we'll finish the formula, right? So given that the outlet is located in the west, given that it's somewhere here, right? It can't be in the east because we're saying given we know it's in the west. So out of all of these outlets that are located in the west, how many of them? Out of, let's add them up. Uh-oh, it's the problem with my Microsoft account. Can this turn on? There we go. Okay, so let's add 31 plus 16 plus 56 plus 42 plus 74 plus 49. That's 268. So out of these 268 locations, right, how many of them are in this population, 50,000 to 500,000? out of these only, the ones that are 50,000 to 500,000 are these here. Let me use another color. Are these? That's 56 plus 42. That's 98. That's my probability. You can reduce that fraction to lowest terms. You can simplify it, but you can divide it and get a decimal. But that's our answer. Now let's get it with the formula. Okay. So the first probability here is the probability that the population is 500K to 500,000K. 500K. 50,000 to 500,000. Let's just say it like that, right? And in the West. So where are the outlets that are this population and in the West? Well, it's still that purple that I circled, right? It's that purple that I circled. These are 50,000 to 500,000, and they're in the West. These are the only ones who meet both of that criteria. So that probability is 98 out of the total out of 630. That's my numerator. Now the probability that, excuse me, the probability that an outlet is in the West, that's all of these here. All of these are in the West. And we added those up already. We got 268. So that's 268 out of 630. These have the same denominator of 630. That cancels when we divide and switch to multiplication and all of that. So we still get 98 over 268. No matter which approach you use, you should get that same solution.